We've all seen the memes about which race is the best at fighting, but can MMA help us answer conclusively which ethnicity actually has the best fighters? Looking at things scientifically, I used my encyclopedic knowledge of MMA history to draw up this tier list of which ethnicity can fight the best. First up, we have Nigerians. Before Usman lost to Edwards, I would have put them at S tier. With guys like Izzy, Usman, and Mike Perry, this is an ethnicity who can absolutely go with the best of them. Seeing Mike Perry dominate in bare knuckle tells you everything you need to know that stripped of padding and extra protection, Nigerians can 1v1 anyone. So, placing Nigerians on the tier list. If Izzy and Usman hadn't got smoked last year, I would have gone S tier, but as it stands, Nigerians are a solid A tier. Assuming Izzy isn't actually Chinese or whatever he's been claiming. Next up we have Russians. Russians have some of the scariest dudes on the planet. When I saw that video of Pavlovich walking out in a Dylan Roof t-shirt, I was worried he was gonna go shoot up a black church the morning after the fight. And then he knocks all them black dudes dead like that? I ain't visiting Moscow anytime soon, let me tell you. Now sure, Overeem did beat him down in his first UFC fight, but then Volkov, who's also Russian, ended Overeem. So I think we can call that one a wash. Looking at the other Russians, Pyotr Yan did just get smoked by some kind of inbred mountain goblin, so that might take their stock down a bit, but the dude's like a quarter Chinese anyway. And no one's claimed Chinese dudes are good at fighting since Rush Hour 2 was in theaters, except Zhang Simps, maybe. But if we counting women's fighters, then we need to count Valentina as Russia, 'cause there's no way she's ethnically Kyrgyzstani. Have you seen pictures of them people? They look Mongolian as shit, with the birds and everything. So that's another former champ for the Russians. Also, you look at guys like Krylov, who has such scary energy the UFC banned fighters from carrying flags because they thought he'd start some kind of inter-whites race war or something. And it's pretty clear Russians have unreal ethnic energy. So the only question is, are they A tier or S tier? I'm gonna put Russians in S tier, especially since all those other nationalities like Moldovans and Poles are basically just Russians anyway. Alright, next up we have Germans. Now, I know what you're thinking, is this gonna be a Drew Dober compilation with spinning Sonnenrads and advertiser unfriendly audio? No, it's not. Truth is, aside from Dober, I've been pretty disappointed in the Germans. Who they got? Nick Hein. I guess Chris Weidman can be counted as ethnically half German, but that's their only claim to a champ. And we've seen him get smoked by black dudes in every fight he's had with one since Anderson Silva. There's something about guys from these soy Euro countries like Germany and Sweden where they just lose if they have a black opponent. You don't see that with Russians, but you do with Germans. Well, except the obvious one. So, I'm gonna put Germany at C tier. Okay, up next we have Jews. Israelis are the only group I've seen blatantly fix a fight in recent years, with that dude pulling that fake-ass jiu-jitsu sub in Bellator. And apparently Paul Craig isn't even Jewish? How you gonna make your nickname someone else's race? Kamaru the Filipino Nightmare or some shit? The Peruvian Zombie. In fact, forget about the Jews, Scotland can go in D tier just for that. Shit. This whole damn list gonna have to be rewritten.